This portion of Raiders Pregame Live is sponsored by Raiders Sports Water.
Training camp standouts. You hear the phrase every year, no matter the camp, the city, or the team, there's always a handful of guys most would not expect that seem to surprise and stand out. Here in Henderson, no one has stood out by definition more than Mack Hollins. At 6'4", 221, he's the tallest and biggest receiver on the roster. Then you take off the helmet and he has a head of hair that would make Fabio jealous, right? But flow aside, what has separated Hollins from the silver and black pack this summer has been his work ethic, as well as the introduction of the legendary Mack Mile.
I did partake in the Mack Hollins Mile.
I'm guilty of missing a few just because the guy's a different breed.
I haven't run that yet. I don't know what that is. I'm sure I don't think I could make that.
I'm unaware of what that is.
It's the workout craze making all kinds of waves at Raiders HQ. But before we take a deep dive into the Mack Mile, let's introduce you to Mack Hollins. Originally drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, Hollins became a Super Bowl champion just 2 years into his NFL career. The 28-year-old spent the last 2.5 seasons in Miami before signing this summer in Las Vegas.
Mack Hollins, man, the dude that's an amazing dude, man. He's funny.
If you were to ask everybody who's the weirdest guy in the locker room, they'd probably put Mack top 5 in there. I think it's just because I just don't really care what people have to think about me. But I try to enjoy the time that we have here because I know the football career is even shorter than any other career. If I'm going to be here and be with y'all for 12 hours a day, I better enjoy being around y'all. Are y'all going to enjoy being around me?
Yeah, he's one of them guys that, I feel like everybody get along with. Come in every day with a smile on his face, doesn't complain or anything like that.
I don't want to give that guy too much credit, but I've known him a couple months, and he's probably one of the top 5 funniest guys I've ever met in my life.
The task of transitioning to a new team has been seamless for Hollins. But it's not just his personality winning over the locker room. It's been his play and performance at practice that has proved why he was a special teams captain for the Dolphins last season.
First of all, he's, another offseason award winner for us. Big-time leader, very unselfish. He's contributed on offense where he's been at, and he's contributed in the kicking game. And so to me, that's a underrated and really, not talked about enough. It's a third of our game. This guy's out there on almost every play. Tackles, covers, can block for people in the return game. He's smart enough to maneuver all over our offense, which is very helpful to him.
He's smart too, man. I don't think I've ever seen a guy pick up a offense so fast, honestly.
You don't have to be a big name to understand that people put in big work a lot of the time. For me, Mack Hollins is a perfect example of that. Leading by example, taking guys after every run, after every lift, every workout, and we're running miles with Mack Hollins.
And that now brings us back to the initial question. What is the Mack Mile?
I think it's starting the goal line, you run 2 full laps. So if you're on the field, you go 100 yards, then across the goal line, and then do that same a lap, 2 laps, then you go all the way across to the opposite 50, then do that, then come all the way back, and supposedly a mile. You got to ask Mack.
It is probably way further than what it actually is. It's just, I always run a mile after every workout, and then some of the guys started seeing it and they start doing it. It's 2.5 laps, not counting end zones. So from bottom left corner, goal line, around, that's 1 lap. Around again, that's 2 laps, 150 yards, so 100, then the 50 across, and then 50 more yards, and then turn around. And it's about 1,600 yards.
We're taking his word for it.
It's definitely a little more than a mile. We get it, and we run it, and we shut up and just do it.
And that's the whole point of the Mack Mile. It's not about the distance, it's about the difference it can make when the games matter most.
At this level, every player could run a mile, no problem, after every workout. There's no time on it, there's no speed on it, you just have to do it. So it's just mental. So you do a hard workout during OTAs, you do a hard lift, and at the end of the day, I can still do a mile. So, when you're 3rd, 4th quarter, and I'm hurting, I can still do a mile. I can still get a couple more plays. That's the mindset behind it. If I can stay at 100 for longer than the next guy, even if he's stronger than me in the first quarter, by the end of the game, he's dropped to such a level because his conditioning is not good. I'm expected to be at my top no matter where I'm placed, and I know I have to be prepared for that.
Now, it's pretty obvious the impact Hollins has had not just on his teammates, but the coaching staff and the decision makers as well. With the team releasing Demarcus Robinson earlier in the week, that all but clears the way for Hollins to lock up that third receiver spot behind Adams and Renfro. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, 20 guys on the Raiders did not make the trip. It looks as if Hollins was one of those who did not make the trip to Miami.